Hoosier Trapper Outdoors is brought to you by Hoosier Trapper Supply, Leatherwood Creek Trapping Scents, HTS Productions, Hoosier Trapper Deer Scents, and Leatherwood Wildlife Art.
All right, thanks for joining us for this episode of Hoosier Trapper Outdoors, Episode 8, Season 4. We'll have a couple product highlights, trapline tip, and we're going to do our location segment right now. Basically, I mean, we're in farm country, clearly. For those of you that ever been to our shop, you know we're in farm country. And we've got, this is kind of a brushy thicket here that happens to be along a creek down here. And this is actually the creek that's right across from our shop. So it's kind of our, one of our classic locations, so we can just run across the road and set traps and have a good time for a little bit before work. Anyways, this location here, we've got a mowed trail that comes through here. And I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer that basically anything that's going to be traveling along this creek is going to take the easiest path to travel. So, you know, clearly along this trail here would be an excellent place to put in a couple dirt hole sets or flat sets or whatever for fox and coyotes. Clearly in this location you're going to increase your chances significantly of catching raccoons in your predator sets. You know, and that's okay. I don't personally have a problem with that, but you do need to be prepared when you set this type of location with that creek here, the brush here. Just this habitat's going to have a lot of raccoons and a lot of possums in it. So just keep that in mind when you set up this type of spot. Anytime you're along a creek, it's always a good travel way for predators. So I know most of you can find locations like this on your line. Maybe it's not a manicured mowed path like this, but most of them, even if they don't have that, they're going to have trails coming through here that you can set in more of an open area. So anyways, keep these places in mind. Kind of a product highlight here. This is Ron Leggett's trapper's bag. A buddy of mine out of Maryland. He's famous fox trapper, been around a long time. And he came out with these bags a number of years ago. And I think actually that we're probably going to switch over to something like this instead of the pack baskets, particularly on the trips when we're a little cramped for space. Certainly don't take up near as much room as the pack baskets. The other thing is that we're working out of the truck, and we're not traveling a long way from the truck to, set a couple traps. So we're jumping out of the truck, setting traps, jumping back in. So you only need just minimal amount of equipment. So these bags really are perfect for that. I've got a OSB type bottom in them so that they're nice and sturdy, and then they've got pouches on the side for lure, bait, or whatever on either end, and then it's also got an interior pouch too. So anyways, just kind of a quick, easy way to get your trap set, get back into your vehicle, whether it be a four-wheeler, truck, or whatever, and go on to the next location. So anyways, you might consider that for something just as being super efficient and not taking up a whole lot of space. All right, welcome to check day 4 on the Arkansas line. Got the set right here. It's on a drag. Justin, if you pan right back there, we've got a nice gray fox waiting on us. That's a good way to start out the day. This set, top dog, of course, that's what we're using on all sets for bait. Bobcat urine, black gold, and finicky feline. So definitely working. right, a little bit of a rare deal here. We don't catch a lot of coons. Count on one hand over the years how many we've caught, probably. So, anyways, got a coon here in a coyote set, or bobcat set, predator set, let's call it that. So, anyways, take care of him and get the set remade, and I'll show you the remake once we're done, and we'll go on down the road. Here's the remake on the coon set. Same trap, same location. Everything is good and dry, so it's easy to remake the set. There is no animal that's not going to come by here that's not going to check this out. It doesn't matter if it's coyote, bobcat, fox, whatever. They're going to check this out. We've got all this disturbance here. Certainly got the smell of the coon, and then of course our lure, bait, and urine all kicked in. So anything coming down this trail here is going to definitely stop and check this out. So this set is actually better visually and also scent wise than it was prior to the catch. So don't sweat catching the coons and stuff, and possums too. Definitely make your remake your set and go on.
Very cool. Add another grade of the collection here. There's another old road coming down to the main road.
You know, it doesn't matter if you're in the mountains of Arkansas or in farm country or whatever. You got to be on path of travel. Yep. You have to have in your mind where those animals are going to travel, and some of it is a little random, but in the big picture it is not. So you have to be on path of travel. So very important, and that's you know, that's why we're setting these roads. These animals travel these roads because that's the easiest way to go. So, but anyways, yeah, very nice fox. It's nice to come down here and catch these grays, because we just don't have them at home like we used to. All right, here's the set. Trap's missing. Followed it back. So Justin caught a gray, followed it back. Somebody had taken it upon themselves to shoot the animal, which don't
appreciate the help, but the wrong caliber of gun.
Yeah, we don't really appreciate that. They left the trap and they left the animal, which we certainly appreciate that. But on the other hand, they shot it with something too big. So,
yep. Part of it, I guess.
We'll take it. So definitely on this trip, you know, and the weather's been beautiful, so there's more people out, even outside the weekend, and definitely got more issues with the public. So I mean, we're pretty much a pretty long ways from town or civilization, so you know. But anyways, like Justin said, it's part of it. So.
All right. Here's the set. One thing about these dirt mounds, though, I would like to add, it makes it a heck of a lot easier to punch a dirt hole in this rocky terrain. You can see the bed here. Trap is gone. I had it pre-wrapped here, the drag was, and we got a gray fox somewhere down in there. Pretty surprised how far he actually got from the set. There's a lot of down timber here, and look out! Coming back out. Pretty wild he got that far from the set. Pretty impressive.
Yeah. Well, you're talking about an animal that's anywhere from 5 to 8 pounds. So I mean, it's a small animal. So
right. Top dog couldn't resist. The top dog gets him every time.
Yeah, that's right.
So, I don't recall which lure, but top dog and bobcat urine for sure.
Well, Justin remakes the set. I talked a second, you know, while we were walking up here, Justin says, I wish we had something different to say when seems like we always say the same thing.
Yeah.
And trapping is all repetition. And so when you run a lot of traps, it's all the same, it's lots of repetition. And, I mean, you definitely have to adapt your sets to the location, and that kind of thing. But picking your location, and then setting your sets, it's all basically within within the same thing. So repetition in trapping is just incredibly important. So and that's what you're doing. So it's like the repetition of the tree stand or repetition of calling turkeys. It's it's just that continuous repetition of what you do. So but anyways,
find what works and do it over and over and over again.
Yeah, exactly. And then once you find what works and you're doing it over and over again, then there's little things that you can do to tweak it to make it even better or more effective, and that's what we're all looking for, all the time. But the basic fundamentals always remain the same. They generally just don't change. So anyways, these remakes go through are much easier, much quicker with the drag than they are obviously with the stake set, and we can get this set going back to the way it looked when prior to the animal being caught, or with the catch circle and with the solid stakes, and it's completely different. But we don't have the advantage of the smell of the animal at the set either.
All right, ended check day 4. We did pretty good getting through the line today. It's not real late. It's only about 1 o'clock, so we'll got plenty of time to skin this stuff up, and I'll actually get quite a few more traps in. So not a bad day. Certainly not like yesterday, but not a bad day. 4 gray fox and a coon. I guess we caught 3 coyotes yesterday, which after you skin those things, it's kind of nice just to skin gray fox today. So it's kind of, those things are, especially after they sit in the truck and stiffen up a little bit. So yeah, the gray fox skin up real nice, and so yeah, not a bad day.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
pretty good.
Yeah, beautiful weather, and we'll like I said, we'll get this stuff skinned and keep you posted. We'll give you an update at the end of the day as how many traps we got set, and let you know where we're at. All right, ended check day 4. Sun's going down. It's getting pretty dark. Heading in for the day. Just give you an idea. We started at 6:30 this morning, and it's approaching I don't know, about 6:05 right now. So
It'll be about 6:30 by the time we get back.
yeah, so a good 12-hour day trapping. Anyways, we caught the 4 gray fox and the coon. Got that put in. We got them skinned and bagged up, and we've got 18 more traps set. So the total sets now, I believe, is 102 sets out. So we've got a lot of prospects, and we're spread out over a big area. We're more spread out than we've ever been. So anyways, we'll just have to kind of see how it plays out tomorrow. But weather's beautiful today, short sleeve weather, and I think it's supposed to change towards the end of the week, where it's going to get a little more winter-like. But anyways, we'll enjoy it while it lasts. Just have to see how it plays out. So, see what happens tomorrow. All right, these have been around a while. They're a little bit overlooked by some, and maybe some don't understand it, and some haven't paid attention to it. Of course, they're for water trapping. It's a chain drowner lock, and instead of the ones that go on cable, this is made to use on chain. Basically, that'll just drop in there. This is number 2 machine chain, and the longer part where the trap would be attached always faces the deep water end. So this is going to be staked out in the deep water, whether you're using a stake or like a plastic nylon type feed sack filled with rocks or whatever. But anyways, that's your deep water end, and then the drowner will slide down like this, and work just the same as the drowner lock that's on cable. The nice thing about these is once you've got these set up in various lengths, whatever you need, 8, 10, 12, 15 feet, they're going to last you for a long, long time. Whereas the cable will eventually get kinked up and you'll have to replace it. One thing too about these is, you can take, probably 10 foot basically and put it in your hand, Whereas with the ones with cable, if you had 10 foot, it's going to be a coil. They seem like they're always getting tangled up or whatever. So I'm not saying not to use the cable, but these are definitely, for those of you that do a lot of water trapping, specifically beaver trapping, these are quite handy, very efficient, don't take up much room, last forever, and definitely a good consideration for those of you that water trap. All right, for this product highlight, show a setup on the 220 body trap. We've got a trail here, and it's a little hard to see, but it's a pretty distinct trail. The leaves have been falling, so I don't know how well it'll show up on camera. Basically, the trail just continues on past Justin there and up into the woods here. We've got kind of a narrow spot here with this tree, a couple little shrubs, bushes, so we're gonna open this trap up. Keep your safeties in place. Take your springs and bend them all the way down like that. And basically that, with those springs bent down, that kind of gives you the proper height off the ground. Typically it's better to have your body trap off the ground than it is to have it setting directly on the ground. And we're going to take some T-bar stake, and you want to hit it in between those spring loops right there. Let's do this. Run it through your chain and drive that in like that. We're going to do the same thing on this side. It is a good idea to keep those safeties in place until you're done. Don't forget to take them off though. And at this point, you're ready to go. Take your safeties off. You got a stake down here. Look how super solid that is. It's not going anywhere. You've got the proper height off the trail. This is for coon. Proper height off the trail with the trap, you know, in the right location here. The trigger, you can put it in the center. Typically, we're going to move it off slightly to the side. Like so. That's our standard location. And you can argue about till the cows come home whether or not the trigger's on the bottom or on the top or on the bottom. Typically, I'm going to put them on the top. Clearly, if the trap were directly on the ground, which I don't recommend, you definitely want the trigger on the top. I don't think it's that super big of a deal, but I will tell you this: the trap basically is designed for the trigger on the top because that's how the safeties are going to go. In other words, if you flipped it the other way, the safety's going to be upside down. So, anyways, personally, I'm setting the trigger on the top, slightly off to the side, and that's what we're doing here. So, but anyways, that is super solid. It didn't go anywhere. Proper height.
Alright guys, one thing that we've been talking about for the show, and instead of waiting until next season to do it, we're going to start it right now. We want to hear from you guys. Question and answer segments for the show. This coming, you know, from here on out, we're going to answer your questions. If you want to email us, phone it in, Facebook us, however you can get it done, just let us know. We're going to try and answer those questions. We'll pick a few. We won't answer all of them, you know, the ones that we think are more, you know, useful for other trappers as well, kind of bring this all together and help everyone out. So yeah, you know where to find us on the internet. We're all over the place, so just keep that in mind, and we'll try and answer them from here on out.
All right, our new catalog, our 2015-2016 catalog is available. It's got everything you need in it for trapping, fur handling. It's got our line of deer hunting scent in there. So if you'd like one, just give us a call. We'll be glad to take your information over the phone. You can certainly contact us through our website and request a catalog through there by way of email, and we'll be glad to send you one. You can actually print your own catalog through our website as well if you want to do something like that. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, on Instagram, and on Twitter. and that'll keep you kind of up to date as to what's going on.
Join us on November 27th for an all-new episode of Who's Your Trapper Outdoors.